Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Daniel Steiner. I am the proud principal of Taft Charter High School and Taft highly gifted STEAM magnet. This is, I'm starting my 8th year, and during my first year, we got a group together to write this magnet plan. And it is above and beyond whatever, my visions and dreams, whatever I expected. And that's all due to the team that's, some of them are here and some of them are, will be, part of the program throughout the years. And it's just amazing to see the level of commitment and the achievement of our students and our support from our families that have created, one of the premier magnet schools in LAUSD. Some of the great things about our magnet program is that they are on the Taft campus and get to participate in all that Taft has to offer. And that's where we're always Toreadors first. That's number one. And this is just a program within Taft. But it does have some features that we're going to be sharing with you tonight. We have some staff members that will be presenting, some students that will be talking about it. But, creating those situations, those problem-based and project-based learning that kind of simulate some of the real world, issues and problems that solving, and through solving, we're learning. This program, just like many programs at Taft, are preparing students for the world. And in doing that, they're gaining the skills and the interactions with the social interactions with each other, the content, and to simulate that world, that working environment, getting them ready for like college and career. It's just amazing to watch our students in action. And over the years, seeing the competitions that they participated, the products that they have created. You'll hear some of our teachers say, they may not be the game designer, the engineer. They may, and many of them do. It was interesting to see our graduates and where they're going, what their majors are last year. Is pretty impressive at the number, but not every student that comes through the STEAM magnet is going to be an engineer. That's just that. But what you are going to have is those skills that are going to be successful, help you be successful in a variety of careers. It's just packaged up in the STEAM magnet. So we don't know what all those skills, we don't know, what all those jobs might be in the future, because some of those jobs haven't been created, but we know those skills that are necessary that are going to help them be successful. So I'm very excited to have share a little bit about what's happening at school, and I hope that you join us in one of our in-person tours. But this is a great place to start and to get some of the information to help you make this decision. It is a very important decision. This is where you, as a student or as a parent, are choosing to send your child to get them ready for the last stop before adulthood, and it's a huge, a big decision. And so we hope. We know there's many choices. We know there's a lot of great choices. Of course, we're a little biased. We think we are the best. We have a place for everyone here at Taft, and that's one thing that we've committed to doing over the years. That we have something for every student that comes through our doors, and we commit ourselves to bringing you the best of ourselves. And we know you are sending your students, your children, the best that you have to offer as well. And so together, we are ready to get our students ready for the world. So thank you for joining us tonight. I look forward to meeting all of you at some point. And I'm going to pass that virtual mic over to Ms. Herman, our magnet coordinator, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Steiner. Thank you so much. First, before we get started, I just want to point out that there is a QR code on this page here for you. That is to connect you to the slides. So if you want to follow along on your own, or if you want to look back at it later, that's a QR code for you to pull up the slideshow. For tonight, we're asking that you put all your questions inside of our Q&A section of the Zoom, and one of our panelists will be able to address them. We have many panelists that are experts with our magnet tonight, and they should be able to help you very quickly. I see already that there have been a few questions answered in there. So next, we're going to go ahead and introduce everybody. Our first introduction is our panelist, Miss Yu, and Miss Yu is our assistant principal at our school, and she was the previous magnet coordinator.
Good evening. My name is Yeon Yu, and I'm really happy to be here tonight because the magnet program is very dear to my heart, and I'm very happy that Mr. Herman has taken on the reins. I'm here tonight to support all the Q&A questions. So while Ms. Herman is busy presenting, I will be one of the panelists answering any questions for you. But if you have any questions throughout the night, please feel free to put them in the chat, and one of us will answer, and we'll also address it at the end of the night as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Yu. Next, I'd like to introduce Ms. Torres, who is our magnet coordinator.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie Torres, and I'm the magnet counselor this school year. I'm very excited to be here tonight.
All right, and then next is Mr. Shining. And let's see, Mr. Shining. Mr. Benavides, is Mr. Shining in the room?
He just got in here. Let me make him co-host so you can.
Perfect. Thank you.
There you go.
So my audio's on, but my video doesn't seem to be working. Sorry about that. I'm here though, Mr. Shining. Sorry.
You're good. And then if Mr. Benavides makes you co-host, it should give you access to your
Yep.
video as well.
No
He should be good.
All right. And then Miss Ingram.
Welcome, I'm Katie Ingram. I'm one of the computer science teachers here at Taft. In a little bit, we'll talk about the program. So thank you.
Thank you. And then Mr. Benavides is holding down the fort for me with the technology, but he's also the SAS coordinator. So I want you to be able to be introduced to him and get a little background of what he does at Taft High School.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos Benavides, and I am an academic counselor as well as the SAS coordinator this year. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to help any of you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Benavides. All right, this is my favorite part of this slideshow. It's about what makes Taft unique and distinct. First off, I'd like to say that I am alumni, so I am biased about what Taft has to offer, but I'm also proud of what we have to offer. We have many different academic programs on our campus. The STEAM Magnet is one of them, but we also have our SAS program, we have our humanities program, we have our academy, and then our DHH program, which by the way is one of the largest in the San Fernando Valley. I think it is actually the largest. We have many different career and technical education pathways. We know we're going to talk a little bit about two of them tonight, the computer science and engineering pathways. However, we do offer others. We have many different competitive teams at our school, both sports related and academic. So if you notice here, we have academic decathlon, for example, and then we also have city champion sports teams like baseball, dance, soccer, and softball. We also offer many different offerings as far as the arts go, including yearly performances. You'll see here we have plays, musicals, we offer a jazz band, we have vocal ensemble and fashion show, just for a few examples there. And then we have over 80 clubs on our campus. These are student run and supported by the teachers on our campus. So I just have a few examples here of the 80. We have the Associated Student Body, which is a leadership club. We have the Model United Nations. We have Teen Court, which is a service club. And then we have fun clubs like Anime Club. And we have even a crochet club this year. So it's whatever the students' interests are that can serve their needs. All right, next slide here. I'm going to pass the baton over to Ms. Torres for this one.
Thank you, Ms. Herman. So one of my main responsibilities as a counselor is to make sure that students graduate from high school. In order for them to do so, they must fulfill the A through G requirements. These are the courses that students need to complete in the 4 years while at Taft. They need 3 years of social sciences, which are the history classes. Students will start taking history classes once they are in the 10th grade. They need 4 years of English every single year, 9th to 12th, they will be taking an English course. They need 3 years of math, but 4 years recommended if the student wants to be a competitive applicant to colleges and universities. They need 2 years of science and 3 to 4 years recommended. Again, if they want to be a competitive applicant, they're going to need 1 year of a biological science and 1 year of a physical science. They will need 2 years of the same foreign language. Again, 3 to 4 years recommended to be a competitive applicant. We do offer 4 different languages here at Taft, which we'll go over later during the presentation. 1 year of a visual performing art, and 1 year of a college prep elective, which is any other course from the A through F requirements taken. They also need 1 semester of health, 2 years of PE or a sport, and a service learning project. Students do need to have a minimum of 210 credits to graduate from high school. And in order for them, if they want to be eligible to apply to four-year colleges and universities, students need to get a C or better in all the A through G courses.
So hi, I'm Mr. Shining. Along with a couple of other teachers on here, I was one of the original teachers here at the Taft Charter Gifted Magnet, and it's been pretty exciting to see how this has grown over the years. But we have 2 pathways that we bring into the STEAM Magnet that we expect our students to start in. So as a 9th grader, they come into the magnet and they're going to either choose to be in the computer science pathway, which Miss Ingram will talk about in a little bit, or the engineering pathway. And after their first year, they can choose either engineering or computer science. Then we expect them to either continue in a pathway, they can change in a pathway, or they can go do other things within Taft High School. So one of the things that go on with high schools are a lot of things that our students are starting to experiment with and look at different courses and different pathways and all of that. But anyhow, I teach the engineering pathway here at Taft, and we have 4 courses that encompass the pathway. And if you want to take all 4 years, that's great. You can come in and out. We have a couple of ways that Ms. Torres can talk about later that we suggest if you're going to take computer science and then maybe engineering or engineering and computer science that best satisfies the pathway requirements. But anyhow, we have in year 1, we like to do introduction to engineering, which is really an introduction to the tools of engineering and engineering thinking, problem solving, and then process orientation, and then really kind of using the actual tools that engineers are going to use both in the field and in the office. And that's, using the computer more than just playing with the computer. The second one is our year 2. This is our Principles of Engineering course. This is a little more hardcore engineering, if you will. I call it kind of civil and mechanical, where we spend more time building and breaking things. So this really looks at kind of the forces and a little bit of general physics that goes into it. Year 3 is the capstone course for just the straight engineering classes. And that now consists of 3 projects that they do throughout the year. And that's all it is. The first one is a submission to the annual JPL Jet Propulsion Lab competition that we do as a group. The second is teams of 3, where all the students will submit a bridge design to the AASHTO National Bridge Building Competition, where we had a team end up 4th in the country around that. And then the final one is a year-long project of their own choosing. So the student learns how to define a real problem, come up with a solution, prototype it, build it, and then defend it at the end. And then the 4th year, the students can continue in engineering or engineering pathway if they want to. And we typically suggest that's the time they take their aerospace engineering course, because it lines up well with the physics that they'd be doing, and then kind of completing the 4-year pathway that way. And so what do? So we're also looking here now, once you've gotten through the pathways, what's incorporated in all those pathways is also, excuse me, I got a little visitor over here. 1 second.
While he's stepping away.
Sorry about that. I'm stuck at the remote and had the camera disappearing. And then what we also want to encourage our students to do, and they can do this throughout both the computer science pathway and then our engineering pathway, is to work towards industry-specific certifications. So we'll be working on Onshape certification, which is a CAD program, and then also SolidWorks for those of you that understand the kind of the engineering CAD designs. So that students can enter, college or whatever they may choose after high school with some industry recognized certificates. It helps on their kind of career and technical education, certainly helps them for college and career readiness as well. And then I know Ms. Ingram does also have some certifications that our students can earn throughout the computer pathway. So I also teach, or I also coach the robotics team, and that dovetails nicely with the materials that we'll use in the second year of engineering. But really, it's all designed around this idea that, engineering is more than just one person sitting in a chair thinking up things. It really has become more and more collaborative as we work at it, and more collaborative around the work they're doing, both in the classroom, right? So that's why we have so many projects, and what they're going to be doing from presenting outside for their skills. So we at Taft really kind of consider our engineering, and I'll wrap up with this. We are more of a prototyping focused lab. So we're really looking at the engineering design into this thing, as opposed to just, manufacturing, where some other engineering programs at that. And we find that works well with our students that I wish would be studying engineering at college, but maybe studying other STEM related fields, so they have a good idea of how these tools work in the lab. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for considering Taft. And I will turn this over to Ms. Ingram to talk a little bit about our other STEM pathway, which is our computer science course. See you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Shining. I am the lead computer science teacher at Taft. We have 3 separate courses. The first one is AP Computer Science Principles, that generally the magnet students take as a 9th grade if they choose the computer science pathway to start. And again, like Mr. Shining said, kids can go back and forth. They can take different courses. We do ask that first year that they pick either the engineering or the computer science pathway. That doesn't mean they're locked in. There is a lot of dovetailing in what Mr. Shining and I both do. And it's really about getting kids a set of skills that they can take into industry. It is about, how do you communicate with people, project-based, and really focusing on that set of skills. Computer Science Principles is both an AP course and an introductory level course. I like to tell the kids it is a very broad computer science course, but not very deep. Kids learn everything from data, networking, or cybersecurity, ironically, and introduction to programming. So we work on all of those things. It's also a really interesting AP course because it has a portfolio-based component to the AP exam. So kids actually build a working app that they can send to their phone, send to their friends' phones, send to their family's phones, and they then talk about that app as a portion of the AP exam. So it is not just a pencil and paper exam. So there is something they have to produce. Year 2 is our programming and game design course. That is where we look at some of the certifications. We are actually looking at starting or coming back to, we moved away from it a little bit with COVID, but going back into using Unity as a game engine. And there is a certification potential at that point. The 3rd year of our computer science program is APCSA, which is essentially computer science 101 at the majority of universities. And that's what it corresponds to. That class is taught and the kids do that solely in the Java programming language. The other 2 courses, we utilize JavaScript, a little bit of Python, some C#, and I think those are the ones. Okay. I am also the head coach for our Cyber Patriots team, which is the networking security or the cybersecurity teams. And really what that is currently we have 4 different teams. We run anywhere from 3 to about 6 teams at any given point. And that is students being put in the position of a IT specialist or a network administrator. So they work in teams to secure that network. We work with the Cyber Patriots, the Department of Defense, and the Air Force Association that really runs that program. Okay. I am also the co-sponsor of the Girls Who Code pathway. So if you have any questions, you are welcome to drop them in the chat or send me an email. And with that, I will hand it back over to Ms. Herman. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Ms. Ingram. So those career pathways, they start out their first year with one or the other of those choices, the computer science or engineering design pathway. Some students do not pursue them. Some take it the first year and they decide to opt out. As long as they can commit to it for the first year, they do not have to continue with that. They can also switch. So some students actually switch from, for example, computer science to engineering or vice versa, and they decide to take that pathway instead. And then we also have some students that are able to take both pathways. This is pretty rigorous, and it does take some working with the schedule, because you are adding 7 extra classes onto your schedule, but it is not impossible. And we always have a few every year that decide to go with both. We do have CTE pathways certification, and there's 3 ways to do that within our program. We have the introduction of engineering design, and then, so that was the first year course, and then the aerospace engineering, which is the 4th year. So those 2 combined get you CTE education completion or certification. And then we also have the principles to engineering and engineering design and development, which is the year 2 and year 3, which is a CTE certification. And then we also have the AP computer science principles and computer programming and game design. One thing I wanted to point out for you that wasn't in the last few slides are these are honors and AP designated classes. So just because they don't have the little H in the front of it, I just wanted to clarify, yes, they are honors designated classes. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Torres, who's going to look at a sample schedule for you for each of the years.
Thank you. So this is an example of a student's possible schedule if they want to pursue the engineering pathway and take all 4 engineering classes. Here in the 9th grade, you will see that they start with Honors English 9. Math is based on progression. So if your student is in Algebra 1 right now, they will go to geometry. If they're in geometry, they will go to Algebra 2 and so forth. For the science, they have the option of taking honors biology or AP biology. Social studies will start in the 10th grade, so they do not take a history class in the 9th grade. So they get to choose 2 electives, the PE or join a sport. They can take health, or here it says Spanish, but they can take another language. So again, we offer 4. We have ASL, Korean, French, and Spanish. And their first engineering course would be Introduction to Engineering Design. Then you see in the 10th grade that the thing that changes is obviously the English, the math. We recommend the science, and they will start their social studies courses. You'll see that for the electives, many students do opt to take the health, art, PE, and language outside of Taft in order to make room for other courses. So a lot of students want to take other APs and other honors courses, and so they start to take these courses during the summer. And then we also have the computer science. The computer science are the 3 courses that Ms. Ingram mentioned, the AP Computer Science Principles, Computer Programming, Game Design, and Computer Science A. Everything will be the same except for the magnet pathway. It would be computer science. Some students do opt to take the Computer Science A, which is the last course, until the 12th grade. Because in the 11th grade, they might be taking a heavy and rigorous schedule, or again, they want to have an opportunity to take another AP or honors course that they are interested in. So as Ms. Herman mentioned earlier, being in the magnet program, students are required to take honors courses, and we highly encourage students to take advantage of our AP courses, our advanced placement courses. Here you'll see the different honors and AP courses that we offer for English, math, and science. English, we offer all honors and AP English language and literature. For math, we offer all honors and up to calculus BC and AP statistics. For science, we offer courses ranging from honors and AP biology to chemistry to AP physics 1C and AP environmental science as a science elective. Here you will see our social studies. So we'll have the AP honors in AP World History, honors in AP US History, and honors in AP Government and Economics, which are the required social studies courses students need to fulfill the A through G requirements. But we also offer other electives such as AP Psychology, AP Human Geography, and AP European History, I'm sorry. For world languages, we do offer levels 3 and 4, as well as AP courses for AP Spanish language and AP French. Here you'll see that we have the AP Computer Science Principles, AP Computer Science A, which Ms. Ingram mentioned earlier. We do have 2 art and music courses, AP Art History and AP Music Theory, that students can take advantage of. We also have our AP Capstone Diploma program. It's our new program. This is our 2nd year with the program here at Taft, and it is a program from College Board based on a 2-year long AP courses, AP Seminar, and AP Research. These courses help students develop skills in research, analysis, writing, presenting, and students who do complete this program earn one of the 2 AP Capstone Awards, which are highly valued by colleges and universities throughout the country and the world. And upon completion of the program, students do get the AP Capstone candidate distinction on their college application. So this is one of the reasons why some of our students opt to take some of the courses during the summer in order to make room for programs such as the AP Capstone. Here you'll see the additional courses that we have. You'll see all the world language levels: American Sign Language, French, Korean, and Spanish. You also will see there that health is a requirement for graduation, and it is only 1 semester. Other electives, you will see all of our art and visual performing art courses, ranging from advertising and design, guitar, drawing, sculpture. We also have theater, band, and so forth that students can definitely take advantage of to meet their F requirement, their art requirement, and or other electives. We also do offer Peers College courses here on campus. This semester, we are offering courses from Pierce College, which is just down the street from Taft. The course enrollment in college classes is completely free. However, the students do need prior approval from the counselor in order to take these classes. This semester, you'll see that we're offering Child Development, English 101, and Spanish 1. And in the past, we have also offered the following: Spanish 2, English 102, Health 11, Sociology 3, Psychology, and Administration of Justice. And all of these courses are, again, they're free for high school students. For concurrent enrollment, so these are the courses that we can give students both high school credit, and they also earn college credit. It is Health 11. And this will fulfill their health requirement for high school. They can also fulfill the art requirement with taking Art 101 and 201. Students must do those together. One is a studio class and the foreign language. So levels 1 and 2 at peers will give the student 3 years of high school credit. So it's equivalent to 3 years of high school. And now it's back to Ms. Herman.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for the clarification on all those classes that we offer. So we also have programs that deal with our extracurricular, especially sports. We have fall sports, spring sports, winter sports, and year-round sports. So I'm not going to go through each and every one of them. However, I just want to mention here that there are sports that happen in the fall that would not necessarily fall in the spring. You would get a 1 semester credit for PE. So for example, if you took girls tennis 7th period, you're getting 1 PE credit for 7th period class. So that makes it nice for some of those students that are taking extra classes. And then you also have your spring sports. So same thing works there. If you're taking softball, you know that it's a 6 period class. And winter sports are going to usually be year round because they do fall right in the middle. And then, but they only participate, it's like November to February is their season typically. And then your year round sports, cheer, dance, we have in the past had equestrian, and then we do have marching band and jazz band that meets at 7:30 in the morning, and they do get PE credits for that. And it is considered a 0 period class. Now, this is what everybody wants to know for magnets. Do we offer transportation with our magnet? And the answer is yes. We do have transportation for certain areas in LA and the San Fernando Valley. So we have 4 different bus routes through the magnet and with permit with transportation programs. And so you can see the bus stops here. So North Hollywood High School, Polytechnic High School, Van Nuys High School, Louis Armstrong Middle School, Chatsworth High School, McClay Middle School, and Monroe. So a good indicator that you might be qualifying for these transportation routes is if you live next to these bus stops. And then we also have 2 bus routes in Los Angeles. So most of those are going to qualify because the rule is that you need to be 5 miles outside of the circular radius. And so here is the map. And so you can see here that you have to be 5 miles directly straight across in any direction here. And by the way, this map is also on our Taft Magnet website. And you can also, you'll be able to access this slideshow later on and be able to look at whether or not you would qualify for transportation. So who qualifies for our school? It is a gifted magnet. So for verification to a gifted, highly gifted magnet, applicants must meet one of the following criteria. So they just have to hit one. First, if the student is identified as gifted by a LAUSD GATE psychologist in the intellectual, high achievement, specific academic ability, creative ability, or leadership ability categories, they meet the requirements for our magnet. They can also demonstrate the ability to meet all 4 of the critical thinking and problem-solving skills in their primary language. This is done through the middle school. So you would have to ask the middle school to verify that for the student. And then the third way here is going to be to have scored in the exceeds standards area and that's going to be on the Smarter Balance test. And that would be 85 percentile or higher. If you qualify for this program, the application is actually open from October 3rd to November 18th. And that would be done through the eChoices website. You may select 3, but you will only be able to be waitlisted. So what I mean by that here is that you have 3 options on eChoices for magnet. If you choose 3, you will only be selected or waitlisted to 1. So if you chose Taft and 2 others, and Taft was your dream, well, you're not guaranteed to be waitlisted or selected there unless you choose Taft. That has to be the choice there for you. So if you have questions about that, you can always email me as well for clarification with that. So the points is how you get in, how they determine wait list or or selected, and it's based on the points. So here we go with sibling points. You get 3 points if you have a sibling that's going to the school, and they have to be going to the school while they are there. So they have to be a 10th, 11th, or 12th grader while your student is going to be a freshman. That's the way to get those 3 points. If you're from an overcrowded school, it's 4 points. If you are predominantly Hispanic, Black, Asian, or other non-Anglo school, then you get 4 points. So that's it's called FABAO. If you were on a waiting list, you earn 4 points every time you end up on a waiting list, 4, 8, 12 possible. And then if you are matriculating from a magnet school, you actually get 12 points there automatically. So going back to this here, application dates, they are currently open October 3rd to November 18th. I highly recommend applying on time. Most of the people that applied late did not make it into our school. You must apply, even if you live in our residential area. The magnet is considered a separate school, so you have to apply to the magnet itself. You can choose the 3 options, but once again, you're not guaranteed any of those 3. They choose one of those 3 to be waitlisted or selected. And then placement. Placement will occur in March of 2023. We do not choose waitlists. We do not choose selected students. They do this at the magnet office. So just so you know, it has nothing to do with us. In fact, you will likely find out about it before I will. So just so you have a heads up on that, once they give me the selected list, I will send an email congratulating you and welcoming you into our program. If you didn't get selected or waitlisted, you can start applying on the late application starting in February of 2023. This does not affect your waitlist status. So if you got into a school and it wasn't maybe your dream school and you wanted to apply later to Taft, you can do so and it won't affect that waitlist application. It won't deny you. Applications to the charter do not affect the magnet application, so you can actually apply to Taft Charter High School under e-choices, and that would be under the affiliated charter. And you can apply to the magnet, and those will not affect either or. You might get into both, but then you have to choose. All right, so do we have our presenters here, Mr. Benavides, the student presenters?
Yes, I have Stephen, who I'm going to make panelist and then co-host.
So while he's coming on in here for you, I just wanted to give you a student perspective of what the magnet was like. I know there's a lot of questions out there that come up that include, can you handle the caseload? What's it like to be in a pathway? Do you have to stay in the pathway? What else do you do? So I wanted to make sure that we had a couple students that you can just hear from a little bit tonight.
Okay, so Stephen is on and he should be able to share. Stephen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Sorry, I was trying to turn on my video, but it doesn't seem like it's working. Okay. I don't think my video worked. I apologize. But
your video works.
Oh, it does? Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yes.
on my end. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Is my camera all right?
Looks good.
Okay. So my name is Stephen Scher, and for the pathway portion, there's 2 options. So there is the engineering and there's the computer science. So I ended up taking the computer science path, and I thought it was like a really cool class and it was really interesting. And it was my first time learning computer science and coding. And I thought that the class was just a really overall like good, it's a good course for beginning computer science and beginning coding. It really taught me just all the steps that I needed to know just to start with coding and all the different aspects of coding that there are. And as well as the AP exam. The AP exam, I don't think that it was too bad. And I think that our teacher prepared us well. We had a lot of practice in class. And he also gave us a lot of resources outside of class, like practice questions or maybe to remember vocabulary to just help us prepare for the AP exam. And extracurricular activities. So I'm in 3 clubs, and one of them I got to join, which was one of my friend's clubs. It's more of a game club. You kind of relax in it. You get to play games and you get to meet new people, which I think is a really nice idea. And I'm also in another club. It's called Amnesty, and it's a club where you learn about human rights and like issues revolving around that idea. So I just thought that it was a really interesting club. My friend also is the president of that club. And so in that club, we get to learn about different human rights issues. And every week we meet up on Thursday at lunch and we get to just talk and discuss with each other. And it's not all like, it's not necessarily boring because it's really interesting to learn about the different human rights issues that are going on. And we also get to talk to other people because it's quite a large club. So it's nice to just talk to other people. Time management. For me personally, I've been able to manage like outside my like normal outside life and my work pretty well. In certain classes, sometimes we end early, so I get to work on other assignments during that time. Also, our teachers, they let us know that they understand that we have a lot of other classes and they know that we have hard classes that we're taking. So they definitely make sure to not overwork us or overload us with homework. And they also tend to give us a decent amount of time, which is really nice because it gives us time to figure out like what we're going to do and how we can organize our homework so that we can still enjoy ourselves every day and not be like overrun with a ton of assignments. And so for future planning, because I'm a junior right now, I'm just beginning to think about my future and my colleges. I've thought about certain colleges, but since I'm currently uncertain about my major, I'm trying to think about like a certain subject that I'm interested or something revolving around that idea. So right now I'm more focused on figuring out what kind of school subjects I'm into or just subjects in general. And I'm just trying to figure out what colleges will fit into that field. And I think that's about it.
Thank you, Stephen. That was awesome. Stephen's actually one of our magnet mentors. We're piloting a program right now where we have students, and Stephen's a junior. So we pair juniors and seniors together and we have them mentor the freshmen that come in with any issues that they might have, from how to talk to a teacher or getting to know one another. So we actually are meeting with them next Tuesday during advisory so they can play a game together and work with their mentors. So thank you, Stephen. You did great. Was Maya able to show up?
I did not see Maya on there.
Okay, so that's okay. We can keep going then. So this is the point where we are at the end of our slideshow. We just wanted to open up questions for you. You could go ahead and type it into the Q&A. We're going to allow our panelists, if everybody doesn't mind, just answering them live as they come in. We want to thank everyone for coming tonight. We appreciate you attending and for considering Taft. We're very proud of where our students have come from and gone to. They've gotten into some excellent schools, some excellent colleges, and you know, we look forward to having a new set of kids in next year, and we hope you will consider us. And thank you so much.